Greetings, everyone. Today I'm here to speak on a topic which is not just serious but life changing: the prevention of suicide and drug abuse. Let me start my speech with a simple yet powerful question: what if one kind conversation or helping hand could save a life? We live in a world where millions of people, especially the young ones like us, are silently battling pain. Some people are drawn into drug addiction, hoping to escape the reality. And some people are trapped in mental distress, thinking that there is no way out. And some people even consider taking their whole life. But why does this happen? To prevent all this, we need to know where these are all coming from. It may be happening due to academic pressure, family issues, depression, anxiety, or lack of emotional support. But it all has a solution. Do you know what the worst part of this is? The people who are addicted to drugs are also at the risk of suicidal thoughts. These two problems are deeply connected. Let me tell you a story which really moved me. That's the story of Kevin Hines. At the age of 19, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge in order to end his life. On the morning of this incident, he took a bus to the bridge, crying the whole way, but nobody on the bus asked if he was okay, even though it was clear that something was wrong. He thought and believed that somebody would come and help, but nobody came. As soon as his hands left the railing, he understood and realized that he had made a mistake. But fortunately, he survived. A sea lion kept him afloat until the rescuers arrived. Do you know what he said? He said, if just one person stopped me and asked me how I was, I wouldn't have jumped. Now he is internationally known as a suicide prevention speaker. He has saved thousands of lives by sharing his experience. Another story that really touched my heart is the story of Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is a world-famous American singer, songwriter, and actress, but behind her talent and fame was a painful story of silence, trauma, and loneliness. Right from her young age, she was being bullied and she was depressed. So she started taking drugs as a way to cope with the reality. She said, I was using drugs as a way to escape the reality. I didn't want to face it. Do you know what happened? On July 24, 2018, she was found unconscious because of the drugs she had taken. She had taken a mix of drugs and she was immediately taken to the hospital. She also survived. After understanding what life is about, she said, I'm not alone. Help is out there. So these are not just stories, they are real cries for help. The reason why I told these two stories is because of one particular reason. What's that? They had one thing in common. They had no one to talk to. So what do we have to do in order to prevent all this? We are the solution. Yes, we all have an important role to play. As a teacher, as a friend, as a society, and as a parent, we all have important roles. As a parent, we need to listen to our children. Children have to share whatever they do because that's when they stop making mistakes. As a teacher, we have to make the students be aware of the things. We need to teach what is right and what is wrong. As a friend, I think we have one of the most important qualities. We need to have a friend who slaps when we are on the wrong track and who encourages when we are on the right track. And most importantly, as a society, people should be afraid of making mistakes there. That's when that society would be considered as an important and a good one. Yes, we all can make a difference. We all have important roles to play. Whether you're a friend, teacher, stranger, whoever you are, you have an important role to play. In a world that often feels heavy with silence and pain, we can be the light. We can be the voice for someone who has lost theirs. We can be the hand for someone. We can be the hand for somebody we can be the hand that pulls back somebody who is on the edge. And we can be the reason someone chooses to live one more day. Finally, I'd like to say this particular thing. We need to create a society where no one feels the need to turn to drugs or taking their whole life just because they had no one to talk to. With this, I'm signing off. Thank you so much.